Hello, my name is Todd Morgan at Rocky Mountain Neurotherapy and Counseling, located in Loveland, Colorado. And I just wanted to make a little video here today, a couple things that have been on my mind, and it's been a while since I made a video, so thought it was time. And if you were able to watch my last video, you'll recall that I had been studying in the book of James in the Bible. And have been reading James as he describes, what causes quarrels and fights amongst us or amongst people, and he had written that it was the desires that we all have, the desires within us that create conflict between us and another person, or two individuals have maybe opposing desires or desires that just rub up against one another wrong, and it does create conflict between us. And I had used the story of Mary and Martha from the Bible to demonstrate how Mary's desire to be close to Christ and Martha's desire to have things perfect, so to speak, those two desires kind of clashed. And then Martha goes to Jesus and kind of complains about Mary and demands that he make her get up and help her, and kind of discussed how we knew that Martha's desire was to have everything ready. Didn't necessarily know what her motivation was, though, in going to Christ, whether it was a sense of fairness or her own embarrassment that things weren't ready, so on and so forth. In that video, it also then talked about a personal experience between me and my wife, and how my desire to do things one way versus her desire of how things should be done, and that kind of rubbed up against one another and caused a quarrel. But what's been on my mind more recently, and kind of in line with that, is just the as the coronavirus, the stay-at-home orders and things like that are given, it has created some division, right? Just like politics creates division in how people see things. And so the thing that had really kind of been on my mind in regards to these topics is, whatever happened to the art or the gift of persuasion? It seems like there's a very, I don't know, I guess maybe from what I see on Facebook or Twitter or what have you, it doesn't seem like there's a big desire to be persuasive, but a bigger desire to sometimes just be rude. There's tactful ways of going about persuading people. In fact, I would say, if I want somebody to see things my way, using persuasion, tactfulness, kindfulness, those things are probably going to be more effective than just condemning people. I see so many times here where going to persuade someone by shaming them, right? If you don't see things the way I see them, then you're a moron, right? You label them. And from what I can tell, it doesn't really seem to work. So one thing I would ask is just to consider the last time somebody persuaded you to see things differently. When was the last time somebody helped you make a different choice? And they did that by saying, if you don't make a different choice, then you're a jerk, or again, you're a moron. And did that work? Was that effective? Did you change your mind after they had labeled you? If you can't think of a time like that, then maybe think of a time you persuaded someone. When was a time you helped somebody to see things differently? And you did that by saying, if you leave your house, you're going to kill people, or you're going to have blood on your hands, and you're a rotten person. And I think that the reality is, you probably can't think of any time that you were rude to someone, treated them less than, talked down to them, and that helped them see the light. So I've been curious, why why do we use this tactic? To be as demeaning as we can be, expecting people to see things our way. Now, I was kind of, again, on Facebook, looking on Twitter, right? And there's like this, I think it was actually one of those temporary frames around your profile picture, right? And it says, stay home, save lives. And right? I don't have a problem with that, but it's the, hashtag stay the F home. And it's just, I don't know, it's kind of disgusting to me. Right? We know God's word says to love one another, to treat others as though they're more important than ourselves. And I'm not talking about living, recklessly, right, during this time. Right? Let's go out and tempt the virus to make us sick. I'm not saying that. What I am saying, though, is that as we look to minimize this virus, maybe we should encourage people to take precautions to remain healthy, kindly, right, or tactfully, with a level of respect, right? There's also a part of me that says, just if I have a healthy sense of boundaries, do I really have the right to tell people how to live or what to do when I have no idea what their situation or story is? I think a healthy sense of boundaries says that I need to be responsible for me. I need to be responsible, for my children and things like that. But I really don't necessarily have the right to tell others what they better be doing, especially in a rude and kind of just uncouth kind of way. Proverbs tells us, right, a person that their words can be a source of life-giving water. The words of true wisdom are refreshing. Right? It doesn't say that being tactless and confrontational in our words is going to be helpful in any situation. And so I think my challenge to those that watch this video, who listen to the words that I'm speaking, my challenge would be to be an encourager, right? To live the way God calls us to live, to encourage others to be mindful, right, during this time, to protect themselves, right? But I want to do that in a way that's uplifting, right? So I don't know, to me it would be, if I'm trying to persuade someone, it would just be common sense that I do it tactfully. If my goal is to influence people, I should do it in a way that they can actually hear me, not in a way that I'm going to turn them off or turn them away from me. I don't know. If your goal is to just lash out and be rude to people, then I would challenge you to consider, is that really bringing you joy? Is it making you happy? From what I see on Facebook or, again, Twitter, the social media items, when people are lashing out at one another, and maybe I'm just reading into it, but it doesn't seem like it's bringing them joy. So if your goal is to just be nasty to people, then reconsider, right? Is it really making your life happy? Is it bringing you joy? And if not, change. So anyway, so that's my video for today. I am going to try to be a little more diligent about getting videos out, business-wise or business-related. Here at Rocky Mountain Neurotherapy and Counseling, we are open. We do offer during this time the tele sessions, right? We can meet over the phone or on a platform with a video. So if you have a counselor, you haven't seen them, if you're feeling stressed out, anxious, overwhelmed with the current events, right? Don't isolate. You don't have to go out of your house if that's what you're choosing to do to protect your health. Right now, I would imagine that pretty much every counselor, every facility is offering some kind of tele session. So reach out. Don't isolate. Take care of yourselves. Love one another. Be kind to one another. And have a great day. God bless.